Mr. Kalevi Sorsa, born in the central Finnish city of Keuruu in December 1930 and died in the Finnish capital Helsinki in January 2004, was a Finnish social democratic politician who still holds the record for the largest number of years served by the Prime Minister of the independent Finland. He served a total of 10 years as the Finnish Prime Minister from 1972 to 1975, from 1977 to 1979, and from 1982 to 1987. He was also a long-time leader of the Finnish Social Democratic Party. He was educated in Jyväskylä, central Finland, and Lappeenranta, southeastern Finland. He started participating in the Social Democratic Party politics in Lappeenranta in 1948. In 1969, he became the Finnish Social Democratic Party's party secretary without much previous experience of national politics, and in 1975 he was elected leader of the party. He worked for the United Nations Economic and Social Council in Paris from 1959 to 1965, was Secretary General of the Finnish UNESCO Board from 1965 to 1969, and an official in the Ministry of Education from 1967 to 1969. He was one of the major Finnish political figures of the 1970s, 1980s, and early 1990s. He served as the Speaker of Parliament from 1989 to 1991, and as the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister from 1975 to 1976, and from 1987 to 1989. His contribution was important both for public services such as schools and healthcare reforms, as well as the strengthening of social security for both families with children and pensioners. His governments took a number of domestic policy reforms, including the law on child care, the extension of maternity leave, the Annual Vacation Benefit Act, and the Public Health Act. Therefore, his governments strengthened the Finnish welfare state. He also actively participated in the international social democratic movement. He supported the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, as well as the projects to bridge the gap between the world's rich and poor countries. Despite the opposition of far-left parties, he supported the European Economic Community Free Trade Agreement in 1973, which made the ties between Finland and the EEC countries closer. Of the politicians of his era, he had the most difficult relationship with the centrist leader, Mr. Paavo Väyrynen, who usually served as foreign minister. In later years of his career, he went into his Social Democratic primaries, the party's presidential primary elections in 1993, but was defeated overwhelmingly and humiliatingly by the diplomat Mr. Martti Ahtisaari, who went on to win the 1994 presidential election. He had fairly few but influential enemies in his party, among others Mr. Erkki Tuomioja, who now serves as the Finnish foreign minister, Mr. Lasse Lehtinen, who served for some time as a member of the Finnish parliament, and Mr. Matti Ahde, who served as the environment minister. He died of cancer. He participated in the discussion of social politics until his last days, and his last column was published after his death. The Kalevi Sorsa Foundation is a social democratic think tank named in his honor.